I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another edition of Discover New Music. Very excited to have with me this week's guest, Brandon Saller of Atreyu. Brandon, the new album is almost here. It is. It actually dropped on the 24th. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. I'm so giddy with excitement that I'm forgetting my days. Anyway, the end is not the end, and clearly that is the case in the Atreyu story as you guys take us on this next journey, this next installment. Before we get to anything, though, I have to admit something to you and to everyone listening, and then I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I'll be teased about this, maybe people will agree with me, but the album cover for The Curse, more specifically the special edition cover, is partially to blame for my vampire fetish is a strong word, but there's something there, Brandon.
Be your true self. You use whatever words you want.
I've said, all right, I'm going to say vampire fetish, and that's just what it is, all right? So thank you for that. And my wife is probably upset with you because I make her dress like a vampire from time to time. All right, enough of that and my weird sexual fantasies. I want to get a little philosophical, introspective, emotional, because this is album number 10, all right? The end is not the end. Double digits, the longevity of the band, a milestone record. I mean, all the way back to 98. So does that add maybe some extra weight to this record? Is it maybe more relieving because you're like, oh, we made it to number 10? Maybe kind of break that aspect of it down for this new record from you guys.
You know, I think that in most cases it would be, but I feel like, if I'm being honest, we didn't even realize it was album 10 until we were like halfway through it.
Of course.
It was one of those things where it came up one day, we're like, oh, this is album 10. We're like, oh, shit. And I think that was a good thing because it relieved us of any and all pressure to sort of have some sort of like preconceived idea of what it needed to be. You know what I mean? I think Atreyu in its best form is always us just focusing on what we feel like Atreyu needs to be in the moment. You know what I mean? So, I'm glad we didn't think about it. But on the same token, the end product for the five of us in this band, I don't think we could have dreamed of having a 10th album that sounded like this. So we're excited about it.
And we're excited about it. And, I mean, looking now at album 10, the vast Atreyu catalog, where can listeners expect what can they expect? What can they feel when they press play on this one? What's the musical journey we're going to get on number 10?
I mean, I think this is truly us consciously putting our best feet forward and only our best feet. It's one of those things where we sat down for the first time really in our career and focused on, to us, what makes us great? What is our superpower? What are the things about our band that we think are the most important? And if anything that didn't make that list just didn't make the record.
Right.
You know? And I think it really kind of brought back a lot of the things that kind of made us unique and special in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, so it was that. I mean, it's really a kind of cool journey. You can hear our entire catalog in this record.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And I didn't want to assume anything because you never know what's going to happen and when a band hits a certain point. But I wonder if having the time that you guys have had together, not to mention maturing in your sound, maturing in your writing, your recording, just your overall music making process. You guys were allowed to be pickier in a sense and really focus on the sound you wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's always been the case, but like you said, it's just we've been through this so many times and for so long that it was important for us to really just like, instead of sort of shooting from the hip, which we do a lot with our albums, it was a bit more laser focused for sure.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, again, this is not the end. Album number 10, it dropped the 24th, so it's out there. You're living in it now, too. That's also another, I like to ask, sometimes I do these interviews and the album hasn't dropped yet, and you guys spending so much time with it before the release date, and then it's out there in the world. You're seeing the reactions. You're playing the songs live. You're now living in it. Is it match how you felt before the release? Is that kind of the same, or is there a different feeling now?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like any band writes an album and has a very intense sort of want for it to connect.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's been almost strangely positive for us.
Yeah.
That's not a normal thing for us to kind of have an overwhelmingly positive outlook on the record, which has been really cool. But it's the cool part about making art is that, up until the release date, it's ours.
Yeah.
And now it's just everybody else's, so it's cool to see what happens with that.
I love that. It's ours, but now it's everyone else's. You've given it away, and I think that's a cool way to look at it, man. And we're excited for it. Now, you guys had a feature, and it's not the first time you've ever done a feature, but Children of Light featuring Max Cavalera of Sepultura. How did that come about? Because that's a big name in the rock, in the metal world. How'd you guys get that sweet setup?
Well, it kind of came out of like a joke. Like the song to us sort of had this like very like primal energy to it that reminded us of like old school Sepultura.
Right.
And it's kind of like a joke, like, oh, we'll just get Max to sing on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then our lawyer, Eric German, I know has a great relationship with him and his wife. And it was kind of just like a shot in the dark, like, let's Hail Mary it, and, hey, just see if Max will be interested in this. And, like, within 48 hours, he was like, absolutely, and recorded the song and sent it to us. And it was, like, kind of a weird thing where we're like, wait, this is actually happening?
Yeah.
It was really cool. I mean, I don't think it's anything that Atreyu fans or Max Cavalera fans would ever expect to happen. Which I think makes it even cooler.
It's super cool. I like how you guys, you joked it into fruition, if you will. So maybe next time I'll be like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if Jimmy Page was on this record? And we'll just see what happens. Just see what happens.
I mean, most of our life is a joke that becomes a reality.
But look at where we got us, buddy. Look at where we got us.
We're going to keep on going.
That's right. That's right. Very cool. And again, just another treat for the fans with this 10th album. I try not to focus too much on, this is where you guys were and this is where you're at. But, again, in 10 albums, and I mean, someone could go back to 98, grab a first one. They could go to 2013 and, be 5 albums in. Where does this album fall? I guess maybe sonically. I know you said you guys kind of brought everything together and really pulled from all of Atreyu. But I guess maybe if someone, could they compare it to something else? Is it just really stand on its own sonically?
I think it definitely stands on its own. It definitely has more of the sort of spirit of our earlier albums where sonically they didn't sound like anything in the landscape.
Yeah.
And we sort of did that on purpose this time, like went sort of back to, wanted it to sort of be the antithesis of what the modern heavy rock or metal recording is. Yeah. It's very much, it's not over processed, it's not over sampled, it's not, over polished. But I think that it, like I said earlier, it's one of those things where I think you can truly hear the whole catalog in this record, where there's a lot of people that have sort of been like, a lot of the reaction has been like, oh, I stopped listening to you guys after The Curse, or I stopped listening after Lead Sails, and I haven't been around, and now they're like, oh, I'm back now. This is reminding me of why I liked your band.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I think there's truly a little something for any era of a Atreyu fan, but more importantly, there's something for all the people that have never even heard of our band.
Yeah, and you guys went heavy on this album too. I know that was definitely a direction you wanted to do, which is already saying a lot for Atreyu. Yeah. But you guys put some nuts into it.
We did. I mean, I think that was one of the things, like I said before, of like what makes Atreyu great, and I think that like the guitars and guitar solos and heavy elements and just sort of that like aggression, and it wasn't like that part wasn't so much on purpose. It was just how we were writing. It was like that's just what we wanted to come out. So it worked out.
It worked out. And I think this world can use a little heavy Atreyu now. So I think we're going to take it again. The end is not the end. It's out now from Atreyu. And then obviously you guys are going to be busy. I think you're on a bus right now, so I'm sure you're heading somewhere. Let you get back to it. I reworked this question, Brandon. And actually, I think probably the last time I talked to you when you were doing your Hell or High Water stuff, which was really cool too, by the way. I used to ask a question, what's your favorite track on the album or what album stands out? But I know that's kind of a hard one to do. So I reworked it, and I'm going to lay out a scenario for you. An alien comes down, and this little gray guy, he's cool. He has time to listen to one song off this new album, all right? Luckily, you have a Discman, anti-skip on, obviously, ready to go. What song are you playing for that alien before he has to go back up from this album?
I'm gonna give him Dead.
Why is he rocking out to Dead?
Dead is the song that I think will make you best understand what you're about to get into.
Nice.
And it's song 1, and it's like, I think if you hear Dead, you sort of like, you know when you get on a roller coaster and you can see the loops and the twists in front of you and you know what you're about to get into?
Yeah.
That's Dead.
I love it. You Hell's Bells them is what you do. Just right that. It's right. It's starting with the bong right there. I love it.
Exactly.
Well, very cool. Again, it's just been so fun to watch you guys continue on this, and now album number 10. What a treat for all the listeners out there, and I'm excited to see, and all of us just living in it, and you guys out on the road. So the end is not the end. It's out now. Atreyu, go get it. Brandon and the boys, boy, they did a hell of a job for you. So now that the important stuff's out of the way, Brandon, now that everyone knows the record's out there, they already knew that. I'm telling them stuff they already knew. We just had some fun. Let's do rapid fire quick, and then I'll get you on your way because I know you're a busy guy. Let's start simple. Riff first or lyric first?
Lyric.
Lyric first. The whistle solo in Winds of Change or the whistle solo in Patience. What do you prefer?
Winds of Change.
Oh, see, and you know what? You had that, so then you could have Patience. It makes sense. Billy Ocean or Billy Idol?
Ocean.
Nice. You look like a Billy Ocean kind of guy. I like that.
They're being clean, my friend.
Would you rather have a New England clam chowder or a creamy tomato bisque?
Clam chowder.
Nice. The red or the white?
The white.
Would you rather see Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Have you ever felt like you've had a Bigfoot-esque experience? Out on the road, I know you guys...
I've always hoped for one. You know, yeah. I'm the guy that wants to see a ghost, wants to see Bigfoot, wants to see a tornado, even though if you see a tornado, it's probably not a good thing.
Right. But you're living on the edge, man. You're living dangerously. I love it. On a scale of 1 to 10 of attractiveness, where do you put Bugs Bunny dressed in drag?
24.
24?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That's a good-looking cartoon.
That's over double. All right, I'll take it. That's you. Last one for you, Brandon. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
100 duck-sized horses.
Quick answer. You seem pretty confident in that, buddy.
I'm a big guy, so I could take on a lot of small things. I've been tested.
just stomping and kicking. They're out of there. You're done.
Why fist of fury.
Thank you for humoring me. More importantly, Brandon, thank you for talking new music. Atreyu, the end is not the end, and clearly that is the case because we are 10 albums in, and I hope for 10 more and 10 more after that. I know that's a lot of work for you.
We'll still be chatting on album 20.
Beautiful. I love it. Brandon, thanks again for the time, man, and be safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
I appreciate it.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.